Yeah, so I'm Steve. This is my wife Lydia, and we've kind of been through a lot of big life things recently. We finished grad school about a year ago, and then got married, which was wonderful, and then moved down to Raleigh area we were in Charleston for school.
My family actually went to a Methodist church in North Raleigh, and when I was in middle and high school, Lawrence was actually my youth pastor. Around end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year of high school, he left North Raleigh Methodist to actually start Waypoint. So I knew that he was starting a church. I knew the name, I knew about where it was going to be, but for a couple of years while I was in college and in Charleston for physical therapy school, I kind of forgot about it.
And so when we came down here, I had like a list of churches to look at and different people to talk to. Really excited, and Lydia actually said, hey, my youth pastor has a church in the area, and we should visit that, as one of them. And I was like, okay, let's do that.
Immediately fell in love with the family and just the feeling of community. You walk in the door and you immediately have 5 different people like, hey, I know you're new. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. And it's just hard not to fall in love with that kind of family and community feeling.
So we ended up, after coming here, not really looking at any other churches because fell in love with what they were doing here, how Waypoint is very much not just talk, but they kind of put action where their talk is at. And then they really love Jesus, which is huge for us. So it was really cool to see how Lydia, having Lawrence as a youth pastor back when she was just involved with church as her family, then grows into something later that we had no idea would become our church family now. So I was just kind of noticing how God, always works in this covenantal kind of family relationship. When you have Abraham, he says, hey, I promise to you and to your generation and your children that I'm going to be a God that's near. I'm going to be a God that upholds everything for you. And so I could do all the work I wanted to find just the right church with just the right theologies and what they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's God saying, hey, I work through families. Lydia and her family were following me then. And she was like, hey, why don't we just go check that out? Because he was my youth pastor and he took care of me when I was growing as a Christian. And it was really through that how God uses, I think, the church family. He's the same God that worked through Abraham, same God that works with us now.
With all of the changes we've had going on with finishing school, starting jobs, getting married, moving, all of that going on, and I've had some health issues going off and on for the last year or so. I think a big thing that God has been teaching me is trust and patience. I have a tendency to be a little bit anxious and want to feel in control of things, and I've been learning a lot over the last year or so about I'm not in control, but I have to trust and believe that God is, and He's going to put His plan for me. He's going to execute that. That is going to happen, and I have to trust and believe that what He has set for me in His path is the right way, and I need to let go of that feeling of control and let my anxiety rest and be at peace with the path that He has set for me.
I think Waypoint has been a great place to, as a young kind of married individual and starting a family and a new job, it's been a great place to see other people doing that, coming alongside other people doing that, and just learning a lot. And so I think God for me is just telling me, hey, learn, you don't have it all figured out, trust me, and here's a family of people that you can do it with. You can mess up with them, you can be honest with them, and let me use this church family to challenge you, grow you, and just come alongside you.